Hi, my name is Júlia Mota. I will start with a self-description of myself. So I am a light-skinned black woman. I have curly hairs, like an afro. I'm using a white t-shirt and big earrings and rings. So this is a self-description of me, so I can start talking a little bit more about myself. I am 26 years old. I am from Brazil. My academic background is in public policy management, but I feel totally fulfilled by my work with Fundo Agbara because working to improve conditions for women like me, my mom, my aunts, transforms me every day. And I have found myself in my professional path and in the strength and the sensitive of Black women I met along my way. I'm currently working for Fundo Agbara, or Agbara Fund in English. We were born in 2021, actually, in the middle of the pandemic. And back this time, Fundo Agbara was just a grassroots project of crowdfunding. And now, 5 years later, we are the only and first fund for Black women in Brazil. We already have impacted more than 20,000 Black women in our country. We already fundraised 20 million reais in those 5 years, which means like $4 million. Our mission is to fight for economic justice for Black women and well-being, something like Ben Vivir. This is a theory that we have, especially in Latin America, about how we need to integrate development with the environmental and communities and territories and not only focus on economic issues when we are talking about development. So this is how we are approaching our work. We are doing that because Black women are 27% of the Brazilian population, and we are in the worst social and economic indicators in Brazil. So fighting for better conditions for Black women in our country is also fighting against poverty and structural poverty. So in Fundo Agbara, we are working with two main strategies to achieve our goals and our mission. So we are working with grants for Black women-led organizations. That is our first and main area in the fund. In the grant area, we are working with profit and non-profit organizations, so business, collectives, associations led by Black women, and also with employability of Black women because of the socioeconomic context of Black women in Brazil. And we are not doing just the grants, we are also doing and providing technical and political training. So every woman that is part of our grant programs, they also receive technical training for capacity building for their organizations so they can have a long-term existence, and also political training about issues related to race, class, gender, climate justice in Brazil, because we feel that there is a need to spread this word, the knowledge that we had access, other Black women need to access to that too. So we are also providing this political training. Our second strategy is the knowledge and advocacy area, which I'm working with as is Advocacy Specialist. In that area, we are producing data and information so we can advocate for better conditions for Black women in Brazil, but not only. So we have a national approach where we are fighting for more public policies that are sensible to gender and race issues, and fighting for more resources for Black-led organizations with the philanthropy sector and the private sector. And also, we are doing an international advocacy in multilateral spaces such as the UN, in forums like the Permanent Forum of African and Afro-Descendant People. And we also have our own forum that we are doing with a committee of organizations from the Global South, led by Black women, that is called Black Women Shaping Our Futures. With that space, we are aiming to create a space for radical imagination for Black women from the Global South, a space where we don't talk only about our problems, but also the futures that we want to build, the futures that we want for us and our communities, and it's super powerful. we are a powerful source of transformation, and that is what sustains me every day. And this is why I chose to be a human rights defenders, and this is why I'm so grateful for this program too, because I refuse to accept the idea of an inevitable end of the world that is sold to us daily. And I see that I see what we are building in our communities, in our territories, and I want to keep challenging the notion that we are powerless.